Welcome, Earthly Souls, to my channel, Earthly Soul Tarot. My name is Daniel. If you're new here, and if you are here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like, leave a comment. Okay, let me know how you're doing today, you guys. We're gonna be jumping into a collective reading for you. All right, just seeing how the energy is going. Especially after this eclipse. We all know the energies have been quite chaotic. Okay, quite chaotic. So we're gonna be doing kind of like I almost want to say this is going to be like a cleanse reading, okay? Um, just kind of looking into like things that we should be letting go of, okay? And just kind of see what is in store for us for the future, okay, you guys? Especially getting towards the end of the year, okay? Lots of things coming to ends and a lot of things coming to fruition as well. So let me just put this incense stick where it goes. Okay. And I made a mess. Hold on, guys. I made a mess with that incense stick. Okay. So, let's go ahead and call in Spirit. Okay, Spirit. What do we need to know today after this eclipse? What does collective need to know? What are some things that we are moving on from, and what are things that we are facing in our near energy? So, okay. The Ace of Cups. So, like I said, definitely new beginnings coming your way, collective. The Eight of Pentacles. Something long term. And the Nine of Swords. So, during this eclipse, okay, and not just with the second one, like since the first eclipse, because we had two eclipses this month, and I feel like since in between these two eclipses, the energy has just been chaotic, right? Like I said, and we have all been feeling this. Okay, this is definitely like a collective energy. Like we've all been feeling this energy, and it's as if we can feel that something is about to happen. Like there's something that's about to go down in the air, okay? That is going to be very like, I almost want to say like shocking, a little bit detrimental to some people's mental health, okay? So you could be dealing with a lot of mental health issues, or just feeling very like low energy, maybe even a little bit depressed and just anxious, more anxious and more depressed as usual than usual. But there's this energy here of like you overcoming that because of the amount of time that you've been feeling that way. And there's something here coming to light, okay? Especially with this Ace of Cups energy. It's like you're going to be refreshed, okay? I almost see you as like being very, very thirsty, and now Spirit kind of has like shown you like this new cup, and it's overflowing with water, and you finally get to drink just like pure water. And there's something about that feels just very, very refreshing, like it's giving you a new life here. What else can we get here? The Ace of Wands as well. Okay, so you could be realizing that like a lot of things that you used to do, you don't really resonate with them anymore. Okay, so you could be getting like letting go of a lot of hobbies, or just things that you really thought that you would keep in your life for a while, but it's just not. You've outgrown these things, right? You're outgrowing a lot of things in your life. The High Priestess, as I say that as well, it's like you're finally listening to your true calling. And there's something here about like you being assigned a certain job. And I don't mean like a career job. I mean like a spiritual job. You know what I mean? A spiritual job. It's like you've been promoted. I almost want to say like Spirit's promoting you. Spirits. Why are we being promoted here? What is going on? Oh, Ace of Swords wanted to pop out there. I'm gonna put it back. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles. I feel like for a lot of you, you're being assigned like the role of an earth angel. Okay? Somebody that helps guide others. Okay? There's something here that has to do with abundance. So you could be like somebody that wants to teach people how to manifest, okay, like how to manifest the things they want, how to manifest wealth, right? I feel like wealth is a big factor in this. So you could be wanting to teach people in a financial way, okay? But again, there's something about this that's still very spiritual, okay? So it's not like you're going to become like a business type person, but it's more so like showing people how to be abundant in a spiritual way, but using finances as a tool. Do you know what I mean? Which is very interesting, very beautiful. You definitely could be an earth sign, okay? You could be an earth sign. Why is the lovers popping up here, Spirit? Why do the lovers want to pop out here? I guess Spirit wants to see what's going on within your love life now as well. So let's see. This is like a fresh energy, a new energy. This could even be somebody else's energy that I'm reading, not just yours. The Six of Swords. If you're in a relationship that feels a little bit like, what's the word that I want to say? Like disruptive right now. If you feel things have been rocking your relationship, those issues, that energy is coming to an end. I do feel like that energy was because, of not just because of the eclipse, but because of all this transformation going on in your life. Someone here is growing. Even the person that you're with could be growing as well. So changes are happening, and along those changes, you start like butting heads. But I do feel I see that coming to an end very soon. Okay, so your relationship is going to be feeling a lot more, back to normal after this. Yeah, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords. It's going to be, things are going to settle down. You're going to feel a lot more at ease when it comes to your relationship. If you are single, I see you staying single for a while, okay? Because there's a lot of things about yourself that you want to learn, the moon. There's a lot of things you want to learn and figure out first, okay, before jumping into a relationship. Spirit. Any other messages for collective? What else is heading our way, Spirit? What else is heading collective's way? The Ten of Wands. Something about having a lot of responsibilities, and the Hermit. Yeah, so many responsibilities. I feel like right now is a moment in time where you're going to kind of like lock in and really focus, okay? Especially with this Hermit energy, you're going to want to stay inside. You're going to want to like, not be around too many people, because you're really going to want to keep your energy to yourself and make sure that you're only like taking in your own energy. There's something here about like somebody really, really like focusing and like researching and planning, right? There's a lot of planning here. Again, it feels like you have this newfound sense of responsibility, but I don't see it being anything that's going to be very like overwhelming. It's something that you are willingly wanting to do. And like I said, for a lot of you, that you have just been assigned a new role in life. And so this is why you feel like you want to have all these changes. And it's a good thing, okay? I do see this energy being very positive. Like, Spirit's like, yes, if you do feel like you have been changing as a person, a lot of like about your beliefs, if you've been changing beliefs or like just routines or little rituals that you do, maybe you've been adding a lot of rituals into your life, and getting rid of some. All this change that's going on, although it may cause, sometimes it can cause a little bit of like an imbalance within certain aspects of your life. That doesn't mean that it's not correct or that you're not on the right path. It just means that your reality is, adapting to these changes, to these spiritual changes, okay? But again, if you're resonating, just know that Spirit wants to tell you that you are on the right path, okay? In fact, you're on the best path that you can be, okay? Because there's something here, like, I feel like there's like an impending like reward or realization that is going to be very, very enlightening, okay, and very surprising as well. Okay, the Devil wanted to pop out here, so let's see. I feel like Spirit wants to come in with some like conflicting energies. So let's see what may be some of your conflicting energies during this time. The Eight of Cups, okay, so definitely this energy of being afraid to let go or being afraid of change. There's something here about travel. So maybe for some of you, you're like scared of like going out, or like you're scared of putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. Like you feel safe in your home, especially you did have the Hermit earlier right here. So like you tend to feel safe in your own space, but there's something about this new role that you've been given that is going to require you to step out of your comfort zone and really put yourself out there. Okay, maybe even travel, okay, and see new places, talk to new people, people that you're not used to really talking to, okay, people with different perspectives and different beliefs than you. So there's definitely this conflict here when it comes to that, where your old the old version of yourself is going to want to like refrain from doing those things, and want to keep you like comfortable. um so that's definitely going to be a conflicting energy for you. Okay, anything else? The King of Wands. But I do feel like this sense of passion that you are going to be having, this sense of knowing what you're supposed to be doing, is going to triumph that feeling. Okay, so that's like some advice that Spirit is coming in with. Okay, um, for some reason, this like infinity symbol in this card is really giving me the energy of like a cycle or something that you've done before. Okay, so like I said, you're exactly where you need to be. The Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. Things will feel fairly new for some time. Okay, like I said, you're going to be developing new routines, figuring things out. But I don't see that being a conflicting energy for you at all. It's mostly just this fear of change, or the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, that might get in the way sometimes. But I do see you having, the the required energy in order to overcome that. Okay, anything else? Queen of Wands. Okay, didn't you just get the King of Wands? Crazy. And the Queen of Wands. You're also going to be very, very balanced when it comes to that passion. Okay, so not only will you have great ideas, you will also have the tools and the necessary like drive to get those ideas onto paper and then onto like the 3D realm. You know what I mean? So that's really awesome. Okay, the Seven of Cups. This is something here about like being able to reach a lot of people. Okay, that's how I'm reading this card right now. You're going to be able to reach different people with different perspectives, but somehow they're all going to relate to you and the message that you're portraying in the same way, which is a very, very powerful tool that you have here. I feel like you are a master communicator. And because of that, like I said, you're going to be able to reach so many people from so many different like demographics, so many different beliefs, religions, practices. They're all going to kind of turn their head and look at you and be like, who is this? Like, who is this person? They're so well spoken that they just make everything seem so like sensical. You know what I mean? Which is a very, very huge gift that you have. Okay, so Spirit just wants you to realize that and really use that to your advantage. Okay, because like I said, you have like a role that you've been given. You have a really big, grand purpose here. Spirit, can we get any last messages for the collective, please? Collective, last message. And this is the Five of Swords, okay, as your last message. I feel like Spirit wants to come in and give you a little bit of like a heads up, that not everybody will take the message. Everybody will understand the message, but not everyone will take that message in a good way. Okay, there will be instances where people will try to go against you, or like speak badly upon you, or just kind of want to like fight with you, like argue with you, or there's something here about somebody feeling like betrayed, and this could be someone that you know, or this could just be people like on the internet or wherever it is that you're going to be doing your work. Okay, but Spirit wants you to like be reassured that that's going to happen. Okay, and that is very normal. In fact, it's something that's supposed to happen throughout this journey. You're supposed to kind of be a bit controversial. You're supposed to get people riled up and having different opinions, and debating about them, and I don't see it being anything aggressive either. It's just normal controversy. Do you know what I mean? That's just kind of the energy that I'm getting from that. And so Spirit wants to come in and reassure you that that is okay if that happens. Like, don't feel bad about yourself. Don't feel like you're damaging anything. Like, you're not. In fact, you're doing the work, okay? You're doing the work that is necessary. Let's get an oracle card, okay? And this is what Spirit wants you to focus on, slash meditate on for the next few days, or for as long as you feel you need to be honest. it's totally up to you. Use your intuition, use your own guidance, okay? We keep getting the stone. That's crazy. I don't know. I keep posting readings, like especially on TikTok, and we keep getting the stone. Um, so right now definitely is a moment in time where spirit really needs you to stay grounded, okay? And remember where where your power is, okay? Remember where your power is. Remember what your gifts are, and stick to them right now. I feel like right now is not a great time to be super experimental, with things, okay? So right now, although you are bringing in new like routines and new little rituals in your life, I'm not saying don't do that, but I am saying like more so with, you know, with the way you present yourself, with the way that you communicate, with the way that you are initially working, right? Um, just make sure that you again remember what your strengths are and use those strengths to your advantage, okay? And also remember that nothing can touch you, nothing can lift you off the ground. You're literally like set in stone, you know what I mean? And that is a message I keep getting in readings. For the past few days I've been getting that message. So just remember that you're strong where you are, okay? So there's not much that you really need to worry about that's gonna come in and like mess you up. Not much can do that, to be honest. You're in a very, very strong, stable space in your energy, okay? There's like a sense of security here that I'm getting from you. That nobody or nothing can take that away from you, okay, collective? So rest assured that you're on the right path, okay? Spirit really wants you to know that. And you are destined for great, great things, okay? And now that this eclipse season is finally over, I feel like now is the time to get to work, okay? Now that the energies are kind of settling down, now is the time to get to work, my love. Okay, collective, that is what I have for you today. I hope that you loved this reading. By the way, if you like the deck I'm using, it's the Crow Tarot. I've literally been wanting this deck for so long, and I mean, I've seen it in stores, but for some reason, I just never felt it was the right time, even though I really wanted it. But I finally got it yesterday. I saw it at a store, it was staring right at me in like a huge shelf of tarot decks, and I was like, okay, it's time. Like, the way that the crow was just staring at me was like, buy me. Like, okay, I got the message. And honestly, I have been obsessed with the deck. I've been using it on my TikTok readings, and I try to switch them up, but I don't know, I'm just obsessed with the deck right now. So I'm gonna ride that wave for a while. Anyway, if you are here, if you've watched the whole reading, let me know if it resonated with you. Okay, let me know how things are going for you. I would love to hear as well. Make sure to check my description box. I do have a link to my Etsy where I sell my handmade necklaces. And I also have my TikTok linked down there. I post daily readings on TikTok, and I go live sometimes as well if you want to come in and say hi. Say that you came in from YouTube. That'd be cool. Sorry, what the heck? My dogs are going crazy. Okay, they're probably like chasing an iguana or something. I should probably go check on that. All right, love you guys. See you on the next one. Okay, goodbye. Guys, I'm so sorry. I also forgot to mention that I bought a new jar, okay? And I was like, what should I do with this jar? I don't know. And I decided that I actually wanted to put like affirmations in here, and start kind of just pulling one at the end of each reading, just to give you your, your daily affirmation, okay? An affirmation that you can kind of recite to yourself and, think upon it for a while. So let's go ahead and pick one, you guys. Let's see what, and I obviously will be adding more. I've got a few here already, so let's see. All right, let's read your affirmation. Okay, what did I tell you guys? It says, I am right where I need to be, and lucky number 77. Okay, I don't know if you can read that. It's probably backwards, but yeah, let's say that again. I am right where I need to be. Okay, so this is confirmation right here from Spirit. I'm telling you guys, you're on the right path, okay? You're on the right path. So I love you guys, okay? This is so fun. I can't wait to add more to this. But yeah, that's all. Also, do you like the jar? It's so cute. It's so cute. Anyway, yeah, okay. Goodbye.